That racket is what bass players call machine gun triplets. It's not the most musical of techniques, I have to admit, but I suppose visually and sonically it's quite flashy, so it's one of those things that I tend to get asked about at gigs or by students. And I guess it's a useful enough little gimmick to be able to throw into your solos from time to time. So I'll just give you a quick little tutorial here explaining the basics of how to play those things. As you'd expect of a triplet, there are three elements. There's the pull on the top string, where I'm hooking the finger under a string, and the string, I suppose, is then hitting against the frets to get a click. The second element is a tap with the fingers of the left hand. This might be the trickiest part for you. People assume that slap playing is all about the right hand, but a good portion of it, certainly the particular technique that I use, is actually in the left hand, in little ghost notes and tapped notes played by whatever fingers happen to be free on the left hand. So your first element is the pull, second element is the tap, third element is the right hand thumb against your bottom string or whichever string you're playing. Put those together and then cycle it round and round. And then build up the speed. That's really all there is to it. It's just a case of building up the speed and the fluency. Once you've got that under your belt, the next stage really to add some kind of musical interest to it is to start moving your fretted note around the neck. You know, for the sake of argument, I was just fretting an E there on the G string, so I suppose I'm in the key of E, so you can move your fretted note around the E scale. Fairly straightforward. Once you've got the accuracy enough with your right hand, you might want to try the other open strings. So instead of hitting the bottom E, try hitting the bottom A. You may need to mute the E string with your left hand thumb like that, because it can tend to ring. But here we are on the A string. And on the D string. Once you've got that, you know, some kind of accuracy with your right hand, then what you need to do is break free of the open string thing altogether, so you can play triplets in any key. And the first step there really is to work out how to do these things as octaves. So let's take an octave of G here up on the 10th fret on your A string and 12th fret on your G string. I tend to use the whole power chord shape. I'll keep that third finger on the 5th note as well, even though I'm not really playing it. So my free finger then is this one. You need to be able to do that tap against the frets with any of these fingers, depending on which one is free in any given shape that you're playing. So same technique, you'll be pulling the top note, tapping with the left hand, and then slapping the bottom note. But in this case, as I said, we're breaking away from the open strings, and your bottom note is actually fretted there. So again, at speed you end up with, and you can start moving that around the neck as well once you're happy with that. Once you've got octaves, experiment with other intervals. You can experiment with, let's say, a major third. That's your major third interval, and let's see if we can get a nice slap going there. Here you'll see the fingers that you have to use to do the tap are these. So this is what I mean about developing a little bit of finger independence, so that you can do that tap with any of those fingers if necessary. And just play around with whatever other intervals you might need musically. Like a minor 10th. Moved around the neck. And I'm sure, with all these various elements, you can actually make a machine gun triplet solo that could actually be quite musically interesting. So yeah, take those techniques away, and I'll be interested to see what you might be able to do with them. Thanks ever so much for watching.